Thanks for joining our call. Welcome to our weekly health opportunity. My name is Deetra Clark. I'm a regenerative detoxification practitioner and a Black Diamond with Purium, and really want to share with you tonight what we like to call a health opportunity, because we believe here that suffering is optional. And there are so many common but not normal diseases that most people experience, and they just don't know that on the other side of education, getting to the root cause and really understanding the design of the body, how miraculous it is that it is designed to heal, to function amazing. When we give it the right environment. And so, one of the many ways that we do that is through education about organic superfoods and a chemical pesticide called glyphosate. And so we like to teach here about detoxification, and we like to teach about really nourishing our body at the cellular level. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you some slides for tonight to help as we go along. A little bit about my story. So I really felt like I was pretty healthy, that I didn't really have any major health issues for most of my life. And I was an avid athlete. I still love to work out. I was eating organically, drinking all the water, and really, really felt like I was doing well in my body. And 2 years ago, I was introduced to a regenerative health practitioner that really helped me to understand that the absence of dis-ease doesn't necessarily equal health. And what was happening to me at that time is I had adrenal fatigue from really strenuous workouts. I was taking isolated supplements at the time. I did not even really understand that there was a difference between isolated supplements and whole food sourced. And I also was exposed, like many, many people, which we'll get into tonight, I was exposed to a chemical pesticide called glyphosate. And so I was worn out and didn't even realize it. And I didn't even know how good I could feel until I felt that good. And so 2 years ago is really when I started my own detoxification process, getting away from isolated supplements, which really simply means it's made in a lab. It is made from free radicals that our body really can't recognize, and essentially we pee it out. And I had heavy cycles, long cycles, 7 to 10 days, sometimes 12 days. I would have PMS symptoms. I needed a nap most days, and it's just because my liver was overworked. It is because I have been exposed to this chemical toxin for many, many years. And so I started my detox process, and in a really short time, the light bulbs came on in my body. And I noticed I didn't need the afternoon nap anymore. And I also noticed that all of my efforts to work out and to eat well started to come together because my body was now being cellularly nourished. And so, with that, I want to share with you how these superfoods made such a huge impact in my health and so many others. So, the name of our company is Purium. And Purium stands for pure and premium. We have been around for now over 28 years, and we are partnered with regenerative organic superfood farms, essentially, is what that means. And our farms, we were really the first ones on the market to be talking about superfoods, organic and regeneratively grown. We were doing this before it was the cool thing to do. And regenerative simply means that it is removed from all toxins. So any kind of industrialization like gas and chemical pesticides and things like that, our farms are over 70 to 100 miles away from that. So we really get very clean farm produce that has not been impacted by toxins. So we use all organic plants. They're live, they're sprouted, they're wind dried and never heated. And that's important because when you heat anything, you lose a lot of the nutrients. We also use proper crop rotation in our farming practices. We add mineral and spring water back into the crops, and that's important to help with retaining the nutrients at the root. So our practices are really, we're really ethical, and we're really cutting edge with how we farm our superfoods. And actually, this is a fun fact that I learned. The organic seal that you see in the store on your stickers on your fruit and vegetables actually came from the owner of our company. And so when we talk about organic here at Purium, we really mean it. Our promise to purity and potency is that you will never find heavy metals or GMOs, genetically modified organisms, no pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, biocides, binders, fillers, colors, preservatives, or additives in any of our superfoods. And what I love about our labels are they're very, very clear. You can pronounce every ingredient and it's just whole food. And we actually have an in-house microbiologist that runs every single ingredient through 5 tiers of quarantine before we put it out there, just for purity and potency. And I actually went to our farms and to our manufacturing facility last year in California, and it was amazing to see the processes that we go to maintain our purity in our superfoods. So we have 4 main products, or superfoods is really what I like to call them, that are the pillars of what make up foundational nutrition. And all of our superfoods are safe for children. I have 4 children, ages 6 all the way up to a college student that just finished her first year, and we sent these superfoods to college with her. So these are safe for the whole family. But I want to go through some of them because I think it's important to understand the difference in Purium and really what sets us apart from other superfood companies and supplement companies on the market, because there are so many, and I think research can be really, really confusing. I came actually from another health and wellness company of 5 years that I was with, and we were marketed as a gut health company and an all-natural company. And that is really, when I stepped into Purium, is where I learned that all natural is actually not a good thing. And just because it says gut health on it doesn't actually mean it's good for your gut. And so I want to walk you through these 4 pillars of our company. So our first main superfood is called the Super Amino 23. And this is your plant-based protein. So our bodies actually need amino acids to build joint, muscle, and connective tissue. That's really what makes us up. But in Western medicine and athletes and in society, in marketing, you hear a lot about protein, protein, protein. We are a very protein-focused society, but our bodies actually need the aminos. And we get our aminos through mostly like meat, like animal sources, but it's secondhand, because we say in regenerative health that we eat meat to be strong like the ox, but we forget that the ox eats the plants. And the plant is really where our bodies get into forming strong muscle and healthy tissue and collagen and all the things, that elasticity that we need in our skin, strong hair. All of that comes from amino acids. And so our aminos, 5 of them, are equivalent to 30 grams of bioavailable protein. And what that means is that your body can absorb it and utilize it in 23 minutes. So it's super easy for your body to digest it, but also the really cool thing about that is it gives your digestive system a break. When we're constantly eating lots of animal protein, or if we're eating, like if we're drinking protein shakes, I know a lot of people love to drink protein because it's easy just to mix that up on the go, but the source of the protein matters. If it's an isolated source, if it's soy or whey, that's actually super toxic to your body. It's very acidic, and it actually tears down the tissue rather than building it up. So this is a very clean source that is really just pre-digested non-soy legumes are what our super amino 23 are made from. The second superfood that I love, this is the first thing that I started with. It's called the Power Shake. And this is all of your micronutrition needs in one package. So 96% of your micronutrition, fruit, veggie needs, and fats all in one shake. It's an appleberry flavor and it's all organic and super clean. But for most people, what they find is they're extremely satiated because they're getting nourishment for many people for the first time at the micronutrient level. Because most of what we eat is macro focused, it's bigger, so it takes more effort for the body to break down. When you're getting micronutrition, you're getting cellular hydration and cellular nourishment, which leads to being satiated or full or satisfied. So you avoid that kind of, I just ate something, but I'm going to go back into the pantry and eat something else because we're really not full. And in general, I would say that most people are extremely overfed because we have access to so much food. There's drive-throughs, there's, all kinds of processed foods, but we're really undernourished. And so getting the Power Shake in helps to nourish at the cellular level, but it also helps to meet your needs, which is great for people who are wanting to lose weight, also for people who struggle with feeling satisfied throughout the day. The third superfood is called Biometic. And if you follow me on social media at all, I share a lot about glyphosate and I share a lot about the gut. My background is I am a clinical psychotherapist by trade. So before I was a regenerative health practitioner, I was working with people to be emotionally healthy for over 16 years. And what I have found is no matter how much you work on behavioral changes, how much you work on processing emotion, learning to articulate your feelings, all of those things are extremely important. But no matter what age I was working with, what I found is most people have gut damage. And gut damage, leaky gut, is the root of depression, anxiety. It is the root of getting sick a lot, so having a poor immune system. It is the root for many children of ADHD, difficulty focusing. For women, it is the root of having diabetes. I mean, so much of our health, not being able to sleep at night, hormonal issues, fibroids, things like that. All of that has its root in our gut health. And so our Biometic is a prebiotic and a probiotic in one, and it's really an herbal blend, a proprietary herbal blend, which means that we own it, we made it, and it helps to remove glyphosate from your gut. And glyphosate, for those of you who have never heard this term, is the main ingredient in Roundup. It is sprayed on all of our crops. It is in our air and water systems. It is on surfaces. You can get it from touching a doorknob, a light handle. It's literally everywhere. And in 1980 is when we actually started spraying this on all of our crops. And it's huge. We're inundated with it. In 1980, like 1 in 6,000 children were diagnosed with autism. And just 40 short years later, it's now like 1 in 36. 1 in 2 people will get cancer. And the root of a lot of disease that we're seeing is from glyphosate. It is patented as an oral antibiotic. It is a neurotoxin. And what happens is when we ingest it, and we do because it's everywhere, it destroys the tight junctions in our gut. And our gut is our hub. It is our first brain. So in Western medicine, we say a lot, your gut's your second brain, but that's actually not true. Our gut is our first brain, and it tells our brain upstairs what to do. So 9 signals actually go from your gut up to your brain, which is why when your gut is damaged, you will notice poor emotional regulation, heightened anxiety, feeling stressed out, difficulty sleeping, because when the gut is damaged, everything else in the body is offline. And so detoxing from glyphosate, getting it out of your body, pulling it out through your stools is a huge way to start repairing your gut and to help your body to function better. Also, Biomedic helps to reduce C-reactive protein. So for people who struggle with high insulin levels, diabetes 1, diabetes 2, Biomedic has been huge. I've seen this with my own father. He's 82 and I suffered with diabetes for many, many years, and we've been able to reverse that holistically using these superfoods. And then the fourth superfood, and this is one of my favorite, it's my 6-year-old's favorite as well, is called Apothecary. And this is an organic cherry tart juice. The cherries are grown in one of our regenerative farms in Italy, but cherries are a great antioxidant. They're great for reducing inflammation in the body, and most all dis-ease has its base in inflammation. It's also great for helping with natural melatonin production. So in regenerative health, what we say is if you take it, your body won't make it. So if you supplement your body with collagen, you send a message to your body that it doesn't naturally need to make more collagen because you're taking something. If you take melatonin at night, you tell your body not to make more, which is actually designed to do that. So Apothecary helps the body with natural collagen production, and it helps with opening up the elimination pathways, which are usually your kidneys. And so filtering out waste through your urine, which is super important to your health, because if you don't get rid of waste, it stays in your body. We call it draining the swamp, right? Everybody needs to drain the swamp and get rid of food in equals food out. And if our elimination pathways aren't opening properly, our bodies fill with waste. Waste leads to dis-ease. It can also lead to body odor and bad breath and all kinds of things that nobody wants. And so the Apothecary is really great for cleaning up the internal terrain. Also, a neat fact that I share with people who are looking to improve their body's collagen production, they're looking for more skin elasticity or for their hair to grow or stronger nails. The aminos and the Apothecary paired together is an amazing collagen support. So that's just a little tip. I also want to share that we have curated protocols within our superfood company. So we have over 100 superfoods. I won't go over those tonight. But what I will do is I'm going to open up the last like 7 to 10 minutes for any kind of questions. And I would love to curate protocols for you on this call. But I do want to just review. This is kind of our biggest package, our main seller. It's a beautiful place for most everyone to start, and it's called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. So it's all 4 of those main superfoods that I just talked to you about, with addition to something called the Super Cleanse R. And this is a very gentle, natural, herbal colon and parasite cleanse. So if you are on this call and you have a pulse, you likely have parasites. 7 out of 10 people have parasites. We pick them up literally from everywhere. We pick them up from pets. If you've walked outside without your shoes, if you've gone camping, if you eat meat, if you have children play in the dirt, they pick their nose, they scratch their bottoms. We pick them up from other people. They're literally everywhere. They're microscopic. Sometimes they're longer in nature. They can be things like flukes and worms, but parasites create a lot of distress in the body. And I recommend that every person on the planet do a parasite cleanse no less than 2 to 3 times a year. And in other countries, they actually do them very, very frequently because they recognize that they have parasites. But in the US, we have been led to believe that we don't, but we really do. And I treat people every day that when we get rid of parasites, when we clean their colon, get rid of excess waste in the body, a lot of their arthritis, their inflammation, migraines, back pains, swollen knees. My sister was actually going to have a hysterectomy very, very young. A lot of those things go away, and the body can start to repair when we get rid of parasites and excess waste in the body. So it is the 4 superfoods along with the parasite cleanse. It's super gentle. You do it for 10 days. You just add it in and then you repeat and do it another 10 days, 15 days later, because parasites lay eggs. And this kit also comes with an amazing shaker cup We also have within our superfood company amazing children's products. So one of my favorite that I recommend a lot is something called Kids in Focus. It helps children who have poor emotional regulation, children that have ADHD, children who are on the spectrum, children that have anxiety and just have a little bit of difficulty settling down. And I also recommend it for adults. You can also dose it for adults. And then we also have an amazing shake called the Epigenius Family Shake, and it is all of the 4 superfoods I shared with you, but it's all in one shake. And children ages 2 and up can take this. Lots of adults take it too, because it just prevents you from having to swallow any capsules, take any kind of tablets. You can just get it all in one creamy chocolate shake. So I'm going to stop my share now, and I would love to open up for any questions that you may have and curate a protocol for you if that's something you'd be interested in. So you can feel free to raise your hand or come off mute. And I'm actually going to stop the recording now just to keep this confidential.